Lions have always had a policy, right, wrong, or otherwise. Their policy is they're going to go after your signing bonus if you retire before your contract's up. They did it to Barry, they did it to Calvin, and they're doing it to Ragnow. I can see both sides of this, and I'm not trying to be stony. I'm not trying to shake both hands. If I ran a franchise, I had a Barry Sanders walk away, I had a Calvin walk away, and while he's not those players, Frank Ragnow had a decorated career. If I have a Frank Ragnow walk away, no, I'm not asking for their money. And
that's
before
$3 million.
Right, and before you call in and waste my time about cap savings, what the hell would your GM even know what to do with it anyways? Got any other dead bodies we could sign? If you were that hard up for $3 more million, guess what? Leave $10 million on Goff's deal, not 13 during the restructure.
It's bad optics. You can't sit here and talk about how, you want to bury same old Lions. You want to put that stuff in the past. We're a new team, new regime. We're about grit. We're about family. We're about all of this stuff. Yep. And then you go back to your same old Lion ways of, oh, wait, give us back our money. I get it. He's not there. Think of it as a breakup. Are you really going to sweat this person over the stereo you left at their house? Because that's what this seems like. It's $3 million. This man went out there and played for you on a bad toe, a fractured throat. I didn't know you could fracture a throat, but he played through it.
I do not like this. I didn't like it with Barry. I didn't like it with Calvin, and I certainly don't like it with Frank Ragnow. I've always thought that a bonus is just that. It's a bonus. I get that it's a shell game when it comes to the cap and all that, but the way that contracts are structured and the way the NFL allows them to be structured is it's all the leverage is with the owners. The owners can shut things down real quick, and the teams can cut you at any moment, and then we're talking about dead cap hit money and money you thought you were getting and guaranteed. It's not, because these contracts aren't guaranteed like they are in other sports. And I don't like that. I don't like how the NFL is allowed for so much wiggle room and finagling when it comes to their cap. It's so damn confusing. This is the most brutal sport, of the four majors that we have, and careers are cut short all the time. And when you got a warrior like Frank Ragnow, who played through all of those injuries and finally made the decision to hang it up, albeit it was not the best time for him to make that decision for the Lions, doing it after the draft. He did try to come back last year, and then the physical revealed that he had like a torn hamstring or something, and he failed that. The guy was a warrior and he gave it all, and a signing bonus is a signing bonus as far as I'm concerned.
I had to speak on this. The Detroit Lions asked Frank Ragnow to pay back his signing bonus. Does that ring flashbacks at all? They did the same thing with Barry. They did the same thing to Megatron. Frank Ragnow played with a broken throat. He played with a broken foot. He played with a torn bicep. This guy was the Iron Man. He gave everything that he did. He did everything that he could for this franchise to win games. He even came out of retirement banged up with all these injuries. And the front office, Brad Holmes and Rod Wood, had the nerve to ask Frank Ragnow to pay back his signing bonus. And you had Alex Anzalone going on Twitter, and I don't blame Anzalone for saying what he said. The Detroit Lions should be embarrassed. They should be disgusting, and I would not blame future free agents for not coming here. Because at the end of contracts, if you're going to do shit like this and a guy has to retire medically, you don't ask him for his signing bonus back, especially everything that Frank Ragnow gave to this organization.
They're not giving back their money. They're returning the Lions' money, according to the president, Rod Wood, of the Detroit Lions. A lot of pushback today from former players, other veteran players, in regards to this practice from the Detroit Lions. And I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear what you think about the Lions reaching out to Frank Ragnow and requesting him pay back a portion of his signing bonus. It's not the first time the Lions have done that, and their history would say that that's something they have done. And they are not the only organization to do that. But a majority of organizations choose not to go that route. But the question today is that the right way to do business? An organization that over the past 4 years has told us that they are player-centric, they are a player-friendly organization, player first, Dan Campbell, best players coach in the NFL. So they have presented the organization as if they've moved away from some of the same old Lions stuff that they used to do in the past. So as much as that practice might be historically what they've done, is it the right thing to do moving forward for the organization and for what they portray themselves to be, what they tell us they are? And that might be my biggest problem with this. The justification is towards the cap, right? Up to 1.5 back to the cap. But there were other ways for the Lions to make additional cap space that didn't require them taking that money from Frank Ragnow. A guy that's given this organization his body, his blood, everything. And so I just find this to be a really bad look on the organization's part. And I know it's their common practice, but there has to be a willingness to change or to look at a particular situation and say, this isn't exactly what the Barry situation was. It isn't exactly what the Calvin situation was. Is it really worth the public relations mess that it's kind of now created to do this? And does it give a bad message in future handlings with other players? Again, going back to what I said originally, this organization has prided itself on being player-centric, being player-focused, and this is not that. So that's the problem that I have with it. I don't even really have an issue with the money or the common practice of it, but don't tell me as a fan or somebody who follows the team that you are player focused, but not in this situation.
All right, man, let's talk. So I'm not going to be long winded. I just wanted to show y'all the reactions from people had about Frank Ragnow. Yeah, man, mine was a raw reaction. I ain't like it. I ain't like it when I was a kid. They did it to Barry. I ain't like it when they did it to Calvin. I ain't like it when they did it to Frank Ragnow. And I told y'all, man, like, it's the same thing, man. Y'all wonder why you don't go get Myles Garrett, or you don't try to get Myles Garrett. You don't try to get Max Crosby. Why it's all these excuses about, oh, we didn't have enough money to get it. They are cheap. They are cheap. They are perfectly fine taking your money and not delivering a championship. This should be a class action lawsuit. And many organizations do this. As long as they turn a profit, right? They're perfectly fine with you're never going to get that championship outside of an anomaly. Remember when Jacksonville played the New England Patriots, and that's how Blake Bortles got his second contract? And it looked like they was going to the championship. He had a great first half, and then New England, flipped the script on them, and Blake Bortles turned back to Blake Bortles. That's basically what happened with the Lions. They lucked up. They didn't think Brad was going to be this good. Dan was going to be this good. And they got two dogs as a GM and a head coach, but they don't want to give them the cash, or they don't want to give them the can't really think, the things they need to be successful. They really don't. It's pretty much the cash. They don't want to give them that things they need to be successful. And the things around them, man, they basically, making a Hollywood motion picture with a Tubi equipment. That's what they doing with Tubi equipment. So, and people are disgusted by it. They, like, what is that couple million to y'all, bruh? This is a dude that put his arms, his legs, his body on the line. And now you see why he probably was considering coming out of retirement, because they took his money back. Like, bro, you supposed to, man, keep that. And this is why, when you see how frugal they are over this, and how you understand, this is why you will never get a championship. This is why they never go get these names, and they got to come out with all these indirect terms. Well, he doesn't fit our program, or he doesn't fit grid, or, this is why, you see, Brad Holmes, shopping at Save-A-Lot to try to make a feast. This is why, man. This is sad. This is pathetic. Okay. And y'all just need to see this, man. They need to sell this team. They've been the number one problem. Not Andre Ware, not Mike McMahon, not Jeff Backus, not Dominic Raiola, not Wayne Fox, not Mayhew, not Luan, not Millen. You know what I'm saying? We can go on and on and on. Jermaine Crowell, Britt Perriman, Luther Ellis. We can just go through Terry Fair. Benny Blaze played in Detroit. People forget that. We can go on and on and on. None of these people were the problem. Defensive coordinators, from guys like Jim Shorts to Mike Marks. I mean, Steve Mariucci, John Marinette. None of these got the problems are that Ford family. That's the problem. And it will forever be the problem. They tricking y'all to thinking, oh, we got to they don't have any reservations to win a championship or to deliver one. They have none. None. They just want to trick you to thinking you paying for to see great. Ain't no greatness coming, bruh. And the fall off is about to be like the J. Cole album. It's about to be a fall off this season. It's going to be a fall off. I'm guarantee you it. Something catastrophic is going to happen, and they're going to have an excuse to hide behind it. I'll let you know right then and there. So imagine if Brad Holmes went to the organization and then where they had the financial backing like Tom Gores had with the Pistons. Do whatever you want. They would deliver the championship. So to me, it's sad. That's all I had to say about it. Hit the link in the description. Join the Patreon. Say find me everywhere. Join me on X and Instagram, Facebook. Find me everywhere there. Check out Detroit Lions Talk playlist. Peace.
Shefty, kind of a news story that hit the wire that kind of got us all going. It feels as though the Detroit Lions are the cheap Lions now. They asked for money back from Frank Ragnow.
I think we got a brand new graphic, actually, if you would like to send to it. We have a brand new graphic, if we could pull it up.
Frank Ragnow basically broke his neck.
Outplayed your contract, and we are, I guess, not grateful. Jim Irsay gave Andrew Luck $25 million whenever he retired 13 days before the season.
Think about that.
Just as a thank you to Andrew Luck. And I'm not saying that that's how you have to do it, but just the fact that the Lions are seemingly still up to their old tricks.
What?
Why would you do how normal is this? It's not normal, right? Especially with stars. If they were like bottom half of roster and didn't contribute to city, to team, I think it'd be a little bit more
broken throat.
I was surprised to see
Me too. Because how much was it, Fox? Did you guys get like a new chair or something?
Ragnow, you owe us $1,200. I actually don't even know why I was defending the Lions right here. This is inexcusable. Those are three of the greatest players of my lifetime by far and away. And like you guys said, Ragnow played through so many injuries, and he was here during the greatest era of Lions football in the history of the franchise. I don't care how much it was. It could have been $100 billion, and we should have gave him the money. What the hell is going on, Shefty?
I know that they're going to, honestly, and Taylor Decker said what? They haven't talked to me.
Yeah.
That was like 2-3 months.
Yep.
He's being a little dramatic, we think.
I agree.
But on that note, it does feel weird the way you guys treat your players. Honestly,
Ragnow tried to come back. Yeah, this year.
It couldn't pass the physical.
Yeah, one hamstring. His other hamstring disappeared.
Shefty, inform us a little bit. Why is it as abnormal as we are making it feel here? Because it feels abnormal for your star players to give back money to the team that they've played for.
I don't know how it works every team, but it feels more abnormal than not. I don't think that most teams do that. I'm open to be corrected, but it doesn't sound like teams ask their star players to start giving back money after that. And like, I don't know how this comes out like this. And
then other players, I think it was Quandre Diggs, I believe. He chimed in. Alex Anzalone, Paisan, who we know, he chimed in, basically also burying him. Like, it just looks terrible as a team that we all think, like, hey, if you're trying to resurrect your team, do what the Lions did.
Brand new Lions. This feels like some same old shit.
Poop.
It does.
And I want to know who makes that decision. Is that actually the owner? Is that actually Sheila
whoever's sitting in that chair?
Or is it the president, Rod Wood? That needs to be cleared up there as well.
I think Rod Wood's retiring. I wonder if they're going to make him pay back his bonus.
That's a good question,
call.
Schefter.
Good call,
and thank you for being fair right there. Because normally people in your position would not go to bat for players versus executives or coaches.
Players earn all their money, and when they sign that contract, that is supposed to be guaranteed money. If it's guaranteed, why are we guaranteed to give it back?